The Burgonet helmet was a Renaissance-era and early modern combat helmet. It was the successor of the sallet. Characteristics: the Burgonet helmet is characterized by a skull with a large fixed hinged peak projecting above the face opening, and usually an integral, keel-like, crest comb running from front to rear. Attached to the skull are substantial hinged cheekpieces which usually do not meet at the chin or throat. A flange projects from the lower parts of the skull and cheekpieces to protect the back and sides of the neck. Though typically a relatively light helmet and open-faced, a falling buff, a sort of visor that was closed by being drawn up rather than down, was sometimes used. Some helmets, often termed close burgonets, were made which took elements, such as the peak, crest and falling buff, of the burgonet and combined them with the hinged bevel of the close helmet. Used commonplace throughout Europe, it first came into use early in the 16th century and had attained its classic form by c. 1550. Accompanied by plate armor, burgonets were mostly worn by cavalry, cuirassiers, demi-lancers and, in Eastern Europe, hussars. The border reivers of the English-Scottish borderlands were very fond of burgonets in the Mauryan in Elizabethan times, and as a result reivers were often called style bonnets. Burgonets were also a popular helmet type among the Polish winged hussars, where they merged with types of lobster-tailed pot helmets, often featuring a nasal bar or facial guard. The burgonet was common among the mercenary Swiss infantry, who were pikemen who could defend themselves against cavalry. Following the appearance of the Adrian and Brody helmets and the Stahlhelm in the First World War, the Swiss experimented with a streamline, a form of the burgonet, for their own national helmet, but both designs were rejected. The factors of utility of the burgonet over older helmets include cost, the main factor in the decision to wear one. Burgonets were significantly cheaper than large closed-face helmets. Encumbrance: close helmets were very bulky and heavy. It could be hard for the wearer to see, breathe or turn his head while wearing one. The burgonet, however, was light and had an open face that gave an advantage in offense. Protection: the burgonet was not as protective as heavier helms, but still afforded some protection. Having an open face could be remedied with a falling buff. Bibliography: Gravett, Christopher Tudor Kite. Osprey Publishing, London. Oakeshott, Ewart. European Weapons and Armour, from the Renaissance to the Industrial Revolution. Lutterworth Press.